none of FaZe were really relenting on the left side of the net, and there's just nothing you could do. FaZe defense clutched up.
They have, and you know, in those situations, if you're FaZe Clan, you're very vulnerable to a fake or a changeup. We've seen it before. Well, typical streaking in, goes all in on the shot. First killer also pre-jumping. You know, maybe Rebellion need to just slow it down, go for a slow shot, or even just go for a complete fake when they have FaZe on the goal line like that. Maybe that's what it's going to take to get through. They're going to have to figure out something, because FaZe, with those back-to-back wins, they're looking like they're picking up enough momentum to where maybe Shopify Rebellion won't be able to stop them.
And 2Piece has had a couple of breakaway opportunities, but it just goes back to talking about FaZe's form and how they've shut him down every time. They don't give him too much length on the ball. They've challenged him at the perfect spot. 2Piece does just launch the ball. His first killer almost got first touch there. It's typical. Can only play the ball away, and Rebellion, more defense coming for them. The ball kicked up for first killer. Back to typical. Goes for the non-touch at first killer. Puts it in. FaZe draw it up perfect.
First killer solos him. He turns on this ball. 2Piece did his best to clear it out. And then first killer just jumps again. Typical also in the air, showing multiple looks to the defense. And I mean,
I don't know what you do.
Feel bad for the Rebellion, Jordan.
You see typical and first killer go up, and you're like, both of these are equally terrifying. I do not know which one's going to hit this one first. Definitely going to freeze you. Freeze most players. Typical coming back, preventing a shot from happening. And even Parth, he wins that 50, and you think, okay, now Rebellion gets set up. But then he gets deleted. A 2Piece, he's got to try to force that ball off first killer. And they keep getting pushed back beyond the midfield line. Parth, now he's got a little space, but first killer cuts him off quick.
In the ground pinch shot, remember he had 2Piece waiting in the mid, but still this is some good pressure mounting. You see Memory now turning at full boost. Nice. There's the pass, but it was just past 2Piece. That was the right idea. If that finds 2Piece, you certainly think they're scoring.
Was going high to try to catch the pass, but he also had first killer in front of him. He didn't want to get demoed on the play. Now another shot comes, but Memory's there for the save. Missed. Puts it down in front, and Typical dove for it, leaving first killer all by himself. Memory has 2Piece on the wing. He takes it himself, and he missed off the post. No connection as Mist on the turnaround. Back to Typical, back to Mist. Hard shot. You're not saving that one. Mist puts lead into it.
77 miles an hour. Mist to Typical. The give and go, and the placement was astonishing. Mist. That was a shot to remember.
That's why they signed him. We talk about all the time, Mist being a reliable shooter. That is exactly why FaZe picked up Mist on this team. Showing it against Shopify Rebellion. Parth getting a dunk. Can Rebellion get on the board? Nope. There's first killer.
2v1 situation. It's going to be really tough for Memory, especially when you're going against first killer. Oh, man. First killer. He served this up on a platter.
All right, what do you do with your Memory there? It's first killer. He could be going for 1,000 different things. You just hope you could just back up into the ball and challenge him before he could get anything done. But first killer already had full control. Easy fake for first killer. And it almost feels like an easy 3-goal lead here for FaZe. And a little pop-up on the wheel, but no one's going to commit just yet. Rebellion now getting outshot, outscored 5-0 in the last 2 games. Rebellion still haven't come up with a goal since game 1.
Yeah, they have been outclassed these last 2 games, and now it's looking like the last 3 games. They had some...
Well, game 2, yeah, right.
And yeah, I mean, game 2, they did almost have a last-second comeback. They scored with 2 seconds on the clock, almost had something off kickoff, but game 3, all FaZe. Game 4, all FaZe. It looks like FaZe has found the adjustments, and they are really, you know, they have figured out this Rebellion squad so far.
Memory trying to get something going for Rebellion, but every touch is with an orange car in traffic. 2Piece getting bumped. Parth had to avoid an attacker last time. And then they get that transition, and that's the kind of desperation that they're in. 2Piece is just diving forward, hoping he can get a chip, hoping he can force FaZe into an unfavorable position. They do get a goal here. 2Piece able to actually catch FaZe out on their rotation. Have not been able to do that in several games, but a great 50 from Parth forces Typical into a spot where he can't really get back to the ball, and 2Piece delivers.
There was a little bit of indecision there from Sypical. You saw him hesitate for just a moment on which path to take, whether to challenge the ball or whether to get back to net. And that 50 from Parth really set up that goal. Now all three go, but the clear is big enough to prevent that from really haunting him, Jorby.
Yeah, the phrase 3 heads are better than 1 doesn't normally apply, but if you get the clear, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What is going on in front of the net?
This one has to be slower than 23. It's 20.
It's 20.
22 miles an hour.
You called it.
I think missed bump memory harder than that shot was.
Can anyone hit 21? That's the next one. This match has been all about how slow you can shoot the ball. Now all of a sudden Rebellion are in position to tie it up. First killer, what a pass to Sypical. Back over to first. Sypical just couldn't get enough power. Memory trying to race back for a transition. All of Rebellion were played up pretty close there. They do connect with Memory in the corner. These are actually getting hurried up here. They got dunked and demoed. Parth, is he going to be able to get a 50? No, denied by miss, but that actually works out. It's 2Piece. Falls back in front of the ball. Got the 50 back to Memory. Rebellion trying to build something here. But the 50s start going the other way. FaZe with control in the blue half and maybe stinting the comeback potential here for Rebellion.
And that was a good cut from Miss. First killer! Oh, it was Typical. I'm sorry. Typical was first killer with how clean that was, but Typical showing us his ability. That was a gorgeous double tap. Had just enough boost in the tank to make the play. And that was set up by Miss cutting off the pass to the midfield.
I feel like the only thing that could have went better on defense is Parth. He went to read the double touch, but he was absolutely in position, and he had the boost to just go for the backboard read. In that position, much better to try to go for the read than try to read where Typical's going to put that. You can only cover so much of the net with that kind of read. Typical made him pay, so what are those small decisions you can make facing that kind of pressure on the goal line? You can only harp on the decision so much, but maybe it was savable. Parth gets underneath it. Can he set something up with time left? Well, he put one off the bar, and there's a goal with 1 second left, and we're gonna need some trickery here on the kickoff if Rebellion hope for a tie.
This is a run back of the same situation from game 2, except now there's only 1 second on the clock instead of 2. We'll see if there's any kickoff strat for the Shopify Rebellion to keep this ball in play.
Parth just going hard, cheat, supersonic. They get a favorable bounce off the ramp. 2Piece sees Parth on the left. Decent catch from Parth, but he's going to get 50 the whole way back to his net. Memory keeping the ball alive. We've seen long 0-second drills. This could be the makings of another one. Memory sends it up. Parth, wait down to 2Piece. 0 seconds, they've done it! Rebellion failed the first time, but the second time is the charm. The whole way set from Memory back to Parth. We're going OT.
It had to be the perfect kickoff. There was no other avenue for the Shopify Rebellion to stay in that game. They had to have the kickoff. The ball needed to be elevated. It needed to hit the corner and bounce, and it did. The Rebellion, you never see that happen. It's so rare.
We just watched them try to do it a couple games ago, and they failed. They got kind of close to the net with that one, too. This time, they actually complete it and get the comeback, but they've lost a couple of these balls, and Rebellion need to be a little careful. They've got momentum. They need to find a way to grasp it and punish FaZe here to tie up the series. First killer already downfield. Not where you want him to be when he's got full control. Gets underneath on the reset. 2 coming for Rebellion. The follow-up man gets bumped out. He's on the opposite side of the field. Now Parth is given a clear. He's got a pass. 2Piece is wide open. Rebellion have tied the series.
They stole this game. I don't think I've ever seen a better steal than that game in my entire career casting the RLCS. I do not believe what we just saw.
That was insane. I mean, they were denied twice on the 0-second line. They lost the midfield challenge. They lost the ball after the initial kickoff went so well for them. First killer cuts them off, and then Memory saves the day.